the presentation's like 3, the song's like 3. Thank you. No, 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 no. I don't want to stress it. I'm like, I feel. We talk about it when we have time. Let me just focus for 5 seconds, bro, please.
Hello. Is my laptop connected, you think? I'm canceled. I got canceled. This is the pre-ceremony, I guess. Like after that party, there's the after party, but this is the pre-ceremony. Oh, we're here. Hi. You have no idea who I am, and that's okay. This is my first ETHDenver. My name is Sean Bradford. I also go by Origin Story in like this ecosystem that we've built or that we're building, and really happy to get to give a short presentation about what I'm working on. So I'm a 20-year creative turned technical founder. Basically entered like most people did during the pandemic, started thinking about tools that could actually empower and help creatives like utilize it in ways that are valuable in the real world. So this is like my ZK bio. It's all true. It would be weird if it wasn't. Yeah, one thing that I found the last, let's say, like 11 months as I've been going from like, how do you install dependencies to like back-end custom Python logic. This is a meme that was started in 2021. It says the life of an artist, the work you see. And then in 2024, yeah, a software developer kind of repurposed it. And I think it's really interesting to think about those two industries in that way. It always looks easy when it's on the internet, and it always looks easy when you're watching the performer or seeing the painting or whatever you're looking at. But there's so much work and time that goes in the back end. So I'm building a creative tech studio. We do custom generation tools and experiences around co-creation. We believe the future of live experiences is going to be co-created, custom generated, and co-owned. Part of that's because visuals are mandatory. 90% of fans say visuals are important to their live music experience. Artists find visuals really complicated, time-consuming to make, and sometimes you don't even have creative control. So this is all things that unlock with AI. And yeah, I'm talking about music and creative, so why not talking about music NFTs or music as a track? That's mostly because music is so much more than a song. If you look at this pie, streaming is not even the largest amount of revenue that's on the pie for the musician. And of course, this keeps getting smaller with how distribution and how payouts are going. So we're focused on use cases that make sense for artists and creatives. These are kind of 4 that are not related to visuals, but are kind of like primitives, I think, that will happen in this space. So this is, of course, attribution and provenance, transparency, rights management, content creation from fans, and creative assets and IP licensing. I know we've seen a lot of that throughout the conference with some of the protocols and brands that have been showcasing. So art is about nuance. And this is kind of when we talk about, well, everyone's going to use Midjourney, or everyone's just going to use, the plugin in ChatGPT. Well, I present to you the color blue. I'll let you do that with you will, but it might seem trivial. But if you think about a movie star, the young ingenue who gets cast for the color of her eyes, the navy, the texture on a war film, these all help to tell the story in such a nuanced way, and that's why we love them. We can't quite put our finger on it. It is that je ne sais quoi. It's beyond the story. It's the textures, the patterns, the styling. And I guess, yeah, since we're here and I started talking about videos and visual AI, of course, everyone talks about Sora a lot, right? So when Hollywood dead? Well, if you look at this tweet from 2023, when sort of the video tools started coming out and everyone just RIP Hollywood, I feel like that's like everyone loves to RIP something in the creative industry. And then you look very recently as people, these are two sort of, I would say, thought leaders that I follow in the space, even talking about how the idea of styling and that we will have so many different models for different lenses and all of this as well. So again, we could talk about music as a tool and how music AI is going to be the disruptor. But if you think about what that's 1.2 million songs a year, so like, great, let's have another 1.2 million songs a year on Spotify. We have to remember the pie and think about where's the untrapped value, right? It's something that we always think about in business. And I think there's a lot of untrapped value beyond the track. So, and beyond that, because we are at a crypto conference, who cares about visuals, right? So these are some proof of concepts we're working on for frames. This idea of like a Mad Lib style AI co-creation game that is less about generation and more about community social. So this week we just launched our first kind of product. It's in closed beta. It's called VPM. And if you scan that, it'll take you to the page where you can get early access. We're first opening up to creatives who can prove proof of artistry, so that can be like 1,000 streams on Spotify or 2 credits on IMDb. We have some other things around the space like NFT mints and things like this as well. And if you want early access but aren't a creator, we've launched a patron pass to help augment that, because as we all know, as we're all championing the creator economy, which is really cool to see across multiple protocols and chains and tokens, we want to try to make sure that artists always have an access. So a couple of things that just make it really interesting is that we have multimodal, so you can actually have different generators inside of it, and then we also play with, but not only image and video, but different aspect ratios as well. So you can choose your image style. We plan to expand this out, plus some other things as well. Yeah, that's it. Again, I'm Sean. I'm the founder of Origin Stories. And if you want to learn more, you can reach out to me there or any of the socials. And yeah, so basically, just to kind of show how it works. So last night at the Farcaster meetup, anyone there? The Farcaster meetup? Woo woo! It was very fun. I asked people a question. I said, yeah, so freedom is a feeling. And what is an item or object that you think of when you think of freedom? And so people said a lot of different things. I basically created some specific prompting in our tool using, of course, some external APIs. And they're put together now in a co-created visual that will be minted with a rev share after this. So I guess we did sound checks here. Like, is he going to sing or something? This is Shaka, who I guess is a OG legend of Denver, and really happy that he was willing to join me to showcase this product and this idea. So I think if there's a track somewhere, you can hit it. Woo! All right. Yeah. It's a feeling, the freedom, it's a feeling. Raised on MTV, this education on repeat. This black history in my jeans. Didn't have to try, came out this far. I went up to New York. They said, damn, you got a voice, but I wanna dance all night. So I took a flight. Now I be running in the streets and rolling into capitals like James Bond fantasy. My crew's so hot, so international. Ooh-wee, baby, it's giving me Hollywood. Can't chase the American dream when this expat life is so good. Sometimes they can't understand the way I talk the talk. And I be turning heads on the daily just the way I walk. They want a piece of this freedom, baby. Freedom, baby, it's a feeling. Look it up and get into it. Freedom. All this
culture in my bones. H-Town, Southside, ancient Rome. XYLGBTQ. Human race so fly, don't have to try. I went up to Stockholm. They said, don't you find us cold? But I never felt so free. Raving through the night, now I be throwing the parties in all the different capitals like homies in for free. These race cars don't decline, no, none of them. Ooh-wee, baby, you should see the way they walk. And you know I be shaking my ass when the beat gets sticky body rock. They want a piece of this freedom, baby. Freedom, da-da-da-da-da-dum, it's freedom. Freedom, baby, it's a feeling. Look it up and get into it. Freedom. See, it's the freedom, da-da-da-da-dum, it's the freedom, da-da-da-dum. I'm chasing freedom, da-da-da-da-dum, chasing freedom, da. I get so high on the I could be free, you could be free. You and me, we ooh, chasing the free, I be and I ain't never going back, it's the rules of attraction. Ain't never coming back from this expat dream. It's freedom, baby, freedom, da-da-da-da-dum, freedom, freedom, baby, it's a feeling. Freedom, no, yeah, it's a freedom. Thank you, ETHDenver. I hope you have a wonderful time. It was so nice to meet some of you. It's a feeling, the freedom, ooh, ooh, it's a feeling, ooh, it's a ETHDenver. It's a vibe. It's freedom. Get into it. Get into it. Thank you, Shaka. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That doesn't look right. Well, while we're working on the slides, where's Russell? Is he around here? Can you come fix your laptop? And maybe it's the AV switch? Here, you can work on that. All right, so welcome to the last day of ETHDenver. Woo! I should say GM, but everyone's like, yeah, GM. That's how I feel. 10 days, holy crap. We did a lot of stuff in the last week. Anybody have a good time? See, that's better. Wow, I mean, the...
Can you announce SBFit and EBF to come up?
Huh?
We have to move them earlier. Team BFit and EBF.
What about them?
Just have them come to check in.
Oh, can I see?
Yes.
So we need BFit, is that one? BFit, EBF network?
Yep, come up to the check-in.
Come to check-in, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Sorry, I was confused. All right, we got the slides up now. All right, so we're going to do a little housekeeping here. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Historically, I get up here and I talk for too long and nobody cares, so we're just going to move on. So GM friends, let's do it one more time. GM. Who liked the year of the SporkWhale? Who likes the SporkWhale? Isn't he cute? Oh, man. Fun times with the SporkWhale. So the first thing I want to do is ask everybody, get your phone out, please. Scan. And please give us your feedback. It's a one-question survey, so it's really easy. If you have comments to leave, please do so. If you want us to contact you, you can put in your email. But that's it. You don't have to put in your email either. It's totally optional. If you want to give us some scathing review anonymously, you can. So go ahead. Overall, though, I think the general feel for us as stewards was this was a pretty freaking amazing week. And the creative collisions that happened here this week, we're going to continue to hear about over the next few months. But I have to say, for me, it was probably my favorite ETHDenver. And this is my 7th, so it's actually kind of a high bar. So thank you to all of you for making that happen. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being part of the SporkWhale ETHDenver community. So next year, we always announce what we're going to do next. So ETHDenver 2025 is the year of the regenerates. Yeah. So we're superheroing the F out of our characters, so they're going to be more tough, more muscular, more kick-ass, more magical even than they are to begin with. They're going to be still cute, but they're going to kick your butt. So the regenerates will be the branding for next year. So the experience this year was the sort of underwater SporkWhale theme. We've done the moon. We've done all sorts of other things. We've done rainbows. So next year, be prepared. It might be a little bit dark. Just kidding. It'll be fun. So to be continued on the story. We're not going to get too much into it. I've gotten a lot of questions from those that we've teased this with, and the storyline is in development, so stay tuned. All right, my last thanks. I'm getting off the stage. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm totally spent. I'm going to give the microphone to our BUIDL steward, Jason Lee. Where are you at, Jason? He's probably dead somewhere. DED. We're all tired. There he is. All right, so I'm going to lead and say thank you. Thank you for coming. This is the last you'll hear from me, so until next time. So Jason, let's wrap it up.
All right, cool. All right. Cool. Thank you so much to all the bidlers. To kind of get started, if you bidled, would you stand or raise your hand? Cool. If you mentored, will you judge, will you stand or raise your hand? Just want to acknowledge you guys. Thank you so much. If you were a judge, in the community, would you raise your hand or stand? Just want to acknowledge you guys. Thank you guys so much. Been a good year. So this year we had $1 million in prizes from sponsors and ETHDenver. We had 1,300 builders apply on DevFolio that were accepted. 319 of you checked in. 207 individuals checked in. And individuals, we opened it up this year so that if you wanted to just focus on sponsor bounties, you could do that. And then we ended up with 211 teams actually submitting projects in the BUIDLathon this year. So today at 10 a.m., we started the quadratic voting portion. So this is for like the community voting. So if you go to ETHDenver2024.devfolio.com or .co, sorry, if you are a SporkWhale member, you are whitelisted on DevFolio. You have 100 voting rights, and you have the ability to go and vote on the projects that were submitted. That is going to be open for the next 2 days. So if you were, say, here participating in the BV Ventures Pitch Fest, you now have the opportunity to still go back and finish that. So that will end on March 6th. So where we are today is we are now in the top 15. This is the second round of judging. All the pitches that you're about to see, they will be 4 minutes in length, and then there will be 3 minutes of Q&A. So this is about 2 minutes longer than what they got yesterday when they were doing the first round. So the way that the prize pool works is that each track at ETHDenver is awarded $15,000 because there are 3 teams in each one. They split it evenly, so each team is going to get $5,000. In addition to that, for those that make it their way through, one of the goals for each of the 5 judges is that they're going to pick their favorite project out of all the 15. Those top 5 teams will get an additional monetary prize. They also get to walk away with the recognition that they were chosen by the certain individual. And then every single team member will also receive a SporkWhale VIP ticket for ETHDenver 2025. So, for celebrity judges, The way that this process worked this year was a little bit different. In the application for both bidlers, mentors, judges, we asked the question, nominate one person in your community that represents ETHDenver's ethos. So John talked about this at the beginning of opening ceremonies, to where it's education plus community equals BUIDL. And so out of all those people, there were about 2,900 applications that actually submitted people that they recommended within the community. And so we used that data to essentially create the panel that we have today. And so what I'm going to do next, before I go, is Griff. Griff has been a huge contributor for ETHDenver for the last 3 years as a judge. And so I asked him to come and introduce the 5 judges, because there's no one better that I would like to have do it. So.
Thanks, man. Hey, wow, what an amazing ETHDenver, right, guys? Oh, best one ever, for sure, for me. And we have some incredible judges. I just want to say, like, first off, these 5 judges are some of the most prolific onboarders in the space. They've touched so many developers and designers and just builders in the space. They've touched so many people's lives and have kickstarted so many projects. It's really an honor to bring them on. Some of the most prolific builders here, or builder supports here. See, who do we want to start with? I see Min. So let's start with Min. So Min is, you know, all these people have a lot more to do than just Ethereum, right? Min is actually a figure skater. Who would have known, right? She's very passionate about mental health and has built a huge community around Korean community in Canada about design and user experience. Clearly, she's a community organizer, but she's also the co-founder, COO, and head of design at Airfoil. She's focused on how can we help builders simplify UX, and not just in the Ethereum space. She's done some amazing work with Solana Pay and Bonafide, which is like the ENS of Solana. And just welcome Min to the stage. She's amazing. You can sit down. Let's see. Next, I think I saw, oh, there's Casey. Casey, come on up, man. Okay. If you don't know Casey, then you don't hang out at ETHDenver. He's been around since the very beginning. He really needs no introduction in these circles. He's been an integral part of ETHDenver since the very beginning, and is on the board of SporkDAO as they begin to decentralize. When I was talking to the people around, they're like, oh, Casey, he always has the solutions. He's the guy you go for solutions at ETHDenver. He's also there to help lift stuff or just like mentor builders. And he's really, yeah. He is like a prolific mentor. I was looking, he's like on all of the American ETH, whether it's, ETH Boston, all the ETH American City, he's there mentoring bidlers. And he's also just happens to be a core developer for Ethereum, you know, let's throw that in, as well as an adrenaline junkie. He loves to skydive, and he is a lead developer and researcher at Harmony. So give Casey a round of applause. Who else we got back there? Oh, I see Sol, the sun. I love judging hackathons with Sol, online or IRL. She's one of the best judges that I've ever worked with. She is a developer lead, developer relations lead at Chainlink. And before crypto, she's always been a teacher. She's actually an incredible Samba teacher. So if you ever want to like learn to dance, not just Samba, almost any Latin American dance, she will show you what's up. We got to get her dancing at some of these parties, right? But more importantly, you know, when I judge with her, I'm always impressed by like the great questions she gives, and really whenever you want some help in this space, especially if it's related to Chainlink, you want to go to Sol. She will brighten your day. So thank you, Sol. A round of applause for Sol. Now, one of my favorites over here. The other Griff, no, actually, I'm the other Griff. This is the real Griff right here. Austin Griffith is the man the myth, the legend that works for the Ethereum Foundation, started BUIDLathon and like so many other cool projects, Speedrun Ethereum, Scaffold ETH. Like, I can't imagine how many thousands of developers' lives have you touched. I mean, he's just made so many hackathon projects so much easier, and is really, his bow tie is what, like, really the claim to fame. Bow ties Fridays. Don't miss these shows. If you ever want to learn Ethereum, really, his YouTube videos are the #1 thing I always recommend to developers. And I haven't heard anyone argue for something better. So give Austin Griffith a huge round of applause. Last, but not even close to least, oh my God, we have the legend, Nader Dabit. Like, Nader is a high school dropout. Woo! He taught himself to code at 29 so he could make a website for his father's clothing store. 4 years later, this guy is writing books about mobile development and cloud development. So, like, what a legend, seriously. He's worked for the Graph, Celestia, Avera, which is like Aave and Lens and that whole ecosystem, and was the founder of Developer DAO. So, yeah, right? Now he's actually leading developer relations for EigenLayer and has been writing angel checks like there's no tomorrow. So check out this guy. Give a huge round of applause to Nader. And then actually we got to bring up our first crew. I'll let Jason introduce them. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Verifido. Verifido. Hey, Kate. Who's next? Kate. Who's next? Patio, please be on standby. Storyless, right after them.
Good to go? All right, hello everybody. We are Team Verifido. We are a project that's aiming at bringing a higher level of security to indexer services. So the context is that most Web3 applications, they don't really scoop the blockchain to get data directly. That's very inconvenient. So they go through raw events, right? That we would need to go through raw events to infer current state, and then we would need to reload, reprocess everything when application client reloads. So instead of that, they don't do that. They rely on indexer services to fetch the data, because indexer service will keep the data structured, will keep it updated because it's running 24/7, and provides like convenient endpoints for them to query, right? So what's the issue there? The issue is that these indexer services, they're just not quite at the same level of decentralization and security as the rest of the components of the Web3 stack. So if you compare, like, you see the blockchain, Ethereum, it's decentralized, it's permissionless, secure, that's great. The client side, you can run the code yourself if you want to be safe, but you could serve it via IPFS, which is content addressable, so that's cool. But the indexer service itself, at the moment, is either centralized or it could be decentralized, but it's not really verifiable, right? So what's at stake? At stake, it's that it could serve users like false information, and that could mislead them to take like bad decisions. And if you want to dispute that information that the indexer serves, well, that currently requires human mediation at some point, and that can get ugly and debates can go on, etc. So the Verifido approach is to use this stack here. We're using a Cortese VM for verifiable computation. We're using the OP-Stacks pre-image Oracle code to fetch data from the blockchain, and IPFS for broadcasting indexed state to clients. So how does that work? So there's a Cartesian machine that's pulling Ethereum data using the OP-Stack's pre-image oracle. So that's done in a verifiable and reproducible way. And since the Cartesian machine itself is deterministic as well, the whole computation of the indexed state becomes verifiable and reliable. And then you send that over to IPFS, and front-end clients can just query that data from there. So the good thing here about using the Cartesian machine is that it's an out VM on top of RISC-V that can run an Ubuntu Linux operating system, entire thing. And it is optimistically verifiable using fraud proofs, or you could actually also use ZK proofs if you run it on top of RISC-0. And the cool thing with that is that you just can use any language you want inside of it. So we use JavaScript for this project. And you can also use any tool or library that runs on Linux. So in this case, we use SQLite. And that's where we are storing our indexed state data, just as a database. So let's now see Verifido running on Sepolia. So here it is. We have a contract that has Gravatar events that are stored there. So the people just store Gravatar URLs and names. And then the next indexer is running, it's fetching blocks, using the pre-image oracle. And then it started processing those blocks, so storing the Gravatar events for new events, and new Gravatars and updated Gravatars. And after that's done, it sends the SQLite database as IPFS data. And the client can just fetch that data, and it can be sure that it's the correct thing. So coming back here, so everything that we did, it was cool, it's running. But there are still things that we would like to improve. Performance is still too slow. We actually didn't fetch block data the best way. We're not even using blue filters yet. We wanted to integrate with existing frameworks, so we wanted to use the graph subgraphs as they are, but didn't have quite the time to sort it out.
Welcome back to a new live stream.
And we would like to support fetching other things besides logs and transactions from the blockchain. So we would like to also fetch blockchain state. So onwards, we can provide now a truly verifiable the graph thing. That's the idea for the future. And then afterwards, we can even go for verifiable RPC node services. So please check us out there. We have a GitHub repo with all the code that we did. And there is also a Twitter account. Thank you. Okay, questions?
Am I live? My question would be, how about like live data straight up? Like I want to have my application display information as soon as it lands on chain. If it's got to go through all those steps and land in IPFS and then finally make it to my front end, is there some kind of like centralized fast way I can get something immediately and then verify it later? Or do I have to wait for all the verification to get that data to the live front end?
Yeah, so there are several ways you can go about this, but you can use an optimistic approach here. So you can just do the whole thing, and then there's like as optimistic rollups go, you can have a window to dispute the data, so like a 1-week window, but you can get it right away. You don't need to wait for verification, right? If you use an optimistic approach, which I think is the best one for indexing.
But even getting it right away at IPFS might be slow, right?
You want to take that?
Yeah, of course, IPFS can be slow once in a while, but because the only thing you need to trust here is once the state CID, there's no reason why you couldn't front it with something like a CDN and download a car file, for example, actually do the actual verification when you get down the data in this particular case. Also to add on, the thing about getting the information right away, combining with technologies like eigenlayer and so on, and coprocessors, we can actually get this information much quicker in a decent way of doing it, and also slashing it because we can actually, let's say that, hey, you said something or signed with something that's not actually real, so we slash you in 7 days.
Cool. But TLDR, it's a verified indexer, sort of, right? Yeah, cool.
I have another question for you. How is about to use an API to access your service? Is it okay? Are you planning about this? Imagine that I'd like to access your tool using an API. Can I do that?
So one of the things we are looking at is that basically you can make kind of custom indexes, because like you get the raw data, like the logs and the blocks and so on, transactions, not state yet. But we can actually make something a little bit like the graph actually running, let's say, the subgraph node and delivering the data in an indexable manner. So this is like how the graph works today, for example. Okay. Like the API is literally like taking the output of this.
Okay, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I like it.
You still have 30 seconds for questions.
Yes, very good.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I guess one last question is like, from the perspective of a developer, what would the developer experience look like in building one of these?
Well, with something like the graph today, like you're basically compiling, let's say, assembly script into Wasm. But strictly speaking, with our stuff, we can do, because we are actually, let's say, running a Linux VM, you can actually potentially run some, let's say, sandbox JavaScript application inside to kind of make custom indexes that really match your application. You don't need to necessarily dive down into something like assembly script.
Got it.
Cool project, guys.
Yeah,
cool.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Congrats, guys.
Hey, oh, there we go. Up next, we have Patio. This is the next submission on infrastructure and scalability.
Hello, hello. Hi, I'm Herman from Uruguay.
Hi, I'm Victor from Spain.
Hi, I'm Antoine from Canada.
I'm Yongjin Chung from South Korea.
We just met this week here in Denver, and we decided to build together Patio. So
hold on, guys.
Okay.
Hold on.
Patio. Come on, nuggets.
But there is no audio here. The audio is another part. No, the audio is another part. Ella está tratando de ver si el audio está saliendo, porque por esa pantalla no sale. Con eso no la parte no va a salir. No, here. No, we didn't. No. We didn't. Saving word. Yes, I can hear very slowly there. Yes, I'm hearing from there, but very slow.
Is going now? Okay. Well, we are already presenter. We are Patio Station, stream video and radio using Ethereum L1 nodes infrastructure without paying gas. So what are we building and why? Okay, we are solving for good. Communication censorship. So no one can go make down the blockchain. Of course, we all know this. No hijacking, spoofing. All the communications go from the source to the destination without any possible alteration by cryptography. Become or consume a trusted source. You can become a real trusted source by your wallet, or you can consume a trusted source and cast and tune just using HTML and JavaScript. It's extremely easy to integrate. So I want to cast. I connect my wallet. I choose an input for audio and video, and the transactions start to be signed. This will go to the RPC, and this go to the mempool and will reach among the whole blockchain anyone that can have access to a node. This is beautiful. So if I want to tune in, now what we have to do is we just put our favorite channel address. We go tune in, and we start consuming a mempool API like Block Native, or we can connect directly to a node, or we have a node, so enjoy and donate to your caster. So, which is the tech stack? we are having incremental gas plus decremental transaction weight. So we start with very low gas configured in 40 kilobytes transactions, and we are decreasing. We go higher with the gas by 10% every transaction, reducing the nodes until we get the high processing probability zone when we stop and we switch the nodes to the next one. And we are now with a bounce rate on 1.2 megawatts per minute without affecting any performance. So this is something that's beautiful. The formula is in the back, but you can see it now because of the contrast. Please come to us to know more. So congrats, yes. We're in L1. No. We are delving into a real solution for a global problem, communication censorship by powerful groups. And in an out-of-band scenario, this solution offers a clear and rarely available method to guarantee the communication with authenticated source. So let's see a casting example. Private keys imported, your channel address, the sound is not coming, but there is sound there.
Out-of-band attack made by aliens.
So here is the transaction hash data. You can, well, now I'm going to tune in this. Open your mind, takes you to anywhere, so no casting is happening. I'm reading the mempool.
What do you think about Ethereum nodes saving the world against an out-of-band attack made by aliens?
This is the real quality that we were streaming. So thank you. We are Patio. Here you can literally tune in into our Twitter. Many things more to come. And we want to show you a very fast live demo of what you already saw, but right now happening. Change. Man. You have to make the transaction. Okay. Switch. Only two things to do. Right? It's not working. Please. No. Don't do anything. Okay. It's not. Please. Yes. Okay. Okay. Switch this. Okay. You're casting there.
Stop. Sorry, guys. Questions?
So just to make sure I get it right, you're using the mempool and you're correctly pricing your transaction, so the transaction doesn't go through, but it lands in the mempool, and that creates project discovery and censorship resistance.
Yes, it's so it works.
Pretty clever.
And we are reusing the transaction nonces, so we are sending a lot of, like, we can send up to 40 transactions, and on the last one, we send just an empty data transaction with extremely low gas limit of 21,000. And this makes, like, in case you get charged, you get like charged 10 cents by sending maybe 5 megabytes.
But it still does spam the mempool, right?
No. We are just giving freedom to the people. It's against censorship. I mean, we are using the protocol. We are not doing anything against the protocol.
It's a crypto economic system. It should work. It works on money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are not running anything to hack.
But how the nodes will be busy using this?
What? Sorry?
How this can? I think this can be so busy to the mempool and to the nodes.
Well, we should work in some kind of level of responsibility, but also the node requirements are very high. I mean, we need to spam a lot, not sorry, broadcast a lot to be like limiting the mempool. I mean, of course, people can use it for spam, but it's not what we presented here and our objectives. People can spam also adding storage to the blockchains. He added 10% of Litecoin with just $5,000 in the blocks. This is bad.
Yes,
You're a bad guy.
This is my last question. What about spam related to this? How can we avoid this?
We will be happy to work with Ethereum Foundation if someone is here and refused to work with me in the past. I want to see you to solve these things in the mempool and also make it ready and available for this, because it's the first time in the world that in the history of the world and communication that we have this kind of reliable source of communication with authenticity, no hijackings, no spoofing. This is incredibly beautiful.
It's clever.
I just want to say I love the consistency in branding. I can definitely tell, throughout the whole presentation, I can definitely tell that there's a, great storytelling that also complemented by the consistency in branding. One thing that I noticed from the UI of your product, after you connect wallet, I think it's great that you focus one thing at a time for users to actually go through. So you definitely want users to connect wallet. It's a main task that you want people to go. So you did a great job highlighting that. Connect wallet was highlighted in red. But after connecting, I didn't see cast being like highlighted or in a red, because that's what you want people to go to, but I don't think it's emphasizing it enough. And then lastly, when people were casting, the button that was highlighted was end transmission. I'm not 100% sure if you want to encourage people to actually end transmission. I think people will still know without having a red button that exists over there. I think it would be great if you can focus, identify what you want people to draw their attention to while they're casting. And you don't have to have that button highlighted, but one thing to consider.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
Project.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. The last in the infrastructure and scalability for this year is storyless. All right. Let's go.
So hello guys, we are from Comet, and I want to show you Storyless, which is a permissionless protocol that we built, which is an L3 optimistic Ethereum history indexer, which I know is a lot of words, but we'll be fine. So the problem that we wanted to address is that at the moment we can only access the latest 256 blocks natively in a trustless way on Ethereum. And there's many use cases that might need that solution. For example, you might think of DeFi, gaming or airdrop that might need to confirm the ownership of an asset in the past or the proof of a usage of a protocol. And the solution we came up with is to give smart contract access of that historical data using storage proof. And what we did, we built a live protocol that's open source on Arbitrum, Sepolia, and Stylus. So we have the documentation here. And we also built a dApp that show a use case for that protocol. And how it works, so that's the overview of the protocol. And I'm going to take it in 3 steps. So the first step is you have to push the L1 block header from the L1 to the L3 in a trustless way. So we use bridges for that. And we have a L1 history prover contract on the L3. Oh, sorry. And what you can do with that block header on the L3 is you can extract the parent hash and recursively fill all the data from the layer 1. And then you have all that data in the L3 rollup state on the L1, and you can consume it using consumers on alt layer 2s like Optimism, Scroll, or Starknet, if you bring a proof for that. So we have a demo, which is kind of a capture the flag NFT game. So what we did is we took the ETHDenver time period in terms of blocks, and you can try to claim an NFT. And if you're the person that did the most transaction on Ethereum Sepolia, you'll be able to claim that NFT. So it's live, and you can try to steal that NFT from us. So what we did basically on the dApp is on the dApp side, you have to prove that a block exists on the L1, and you have to prove that a specific transaction exists in that block, and then you bring that to a consumer, and we can check if it's true using the L3 state rollup. So in terms of developer UX, it's really simple. It looks like a simple it-get proof, as you can see here, just 3 lines of code. And the stack that we used to do that, we built on Stylus, on Arbitrum. So we tried to make the contract in Rust. We also built some contracts using Arbitrum, Nitro, and Solidity, like a consumer, which is a claimer contract. And we also built 2 libraries, HashaLib and a takes-try implementation that you can go and check out. So why optimistic? First of all, to bring diversity to the ecosystem And we also think that ZK might be a bit complex, so we have a solution that's a bit easier to use, and it's okay for specific use case to go the optimistic way, we think. Going further, what we could do is, in the short term, we want to do some optimization in terms of gas cost and also proving time. Of course, we want to launch on mainnet. And long term, we might think of more advanced features like aggregation. Basically, you can do maybe the graph API, but that's fully on-chain. And what about the wow effect? Well, we think that here, we did the first transaction that optimistically proves the past Ethereum event, and we think it's pretty cool, to be honest. We have some feedbacks for the tools that we used, specifically Stylus, also Arbitrum Nitro, and Veeam, etc. It might be good to check it out. In conclusion, for us, it was a long trip coming from Paris, but the vibe was amazing here in Denver. We're really proud of what we did, and we are really keen to come back next year to build something even crazier. And go Nuggets!
So I had a question about maybe the infrastructure behind the relayer or the bridge, and is it a single node, or what's the setup behind that?
We have actually no infrastructure. We use for this testnet we used Infra for the node. That's why the proving time is fairly slow. And then we have a bot that pushes transaction every 5 seconds to prove the blocks. We batch them by 50, I think. So each transaction proves 50 blocks.
Thank you.
And the goal is to index L1 data on an L2 or an L3, so you can have some NFT or app or game that somehow triggers off of L1 data.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Once you have the state on the L3, you bridge it back with the rollup on the L1, and you use it as you wish.
And the 256 block window is just the history which you can query to make the proof, is that right? So you have to make the proof within the 256 blocks? Oh, okay, that was something else.
Yeah,
this is at any moment you can get any L1 data indexed over to the L2.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You have an opcode that gives you any of the 256 last block hashes. Sorry.
Okay, that was just for the NFT, that limitation.
No, this implementation was the first part actually.
Okay.
Well, I think your project is so well structured, and I like you. Congrats. Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
I just want to say I appreciate the effort going into the logo design. Yeah, I really like that.
Thank you.
Will we see you at ETHCC this year? Probably it's in Belgium,
yeah, probably,
not in Paris, right? Yeah. We'll see you the next year in Paris. Yeah, keep hacking. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, nice work.
Thank you.
Great job.
All right. All right, we are moving into Odin. This is the identity, privacy, and security track for ETHDenver 2024.
Okay, so we are Odin. We are a security service on Ethereum. Okay, so we are Odin. We are a security service on Ethereum. So bugs are inevitable, right? And I'm sure security is top of mind for everyone here. We have bug bounties, monitoring solutions, proof of exploits. We have all of this. And yet we get hacked, right? So there is no solution today that can stop hacks. And that is exactly what we have built today. So how do we do this, right? So we need to understand what an invariant is, because that is very core to our solution. So we all know what is x times y equals k, which is the most popular Uniswap equation, right? So we can think of that as an invariant. This invariant is uploaded to Odin. And block builders pull these invariants, Ethereum block builders, and they simulate these invariants before they propose the block. If the block building fails due to this invariant breaking, they will not include it as in they will add a pause transaction to the top of the block, just like how MEV works. So if the invariant fails, you add a pause transaction to the top of the block. So it's just like MEV, and they relay all the transactions, no censorship. But yes, protocol is still not hacked. So that means block builders pay Odin. Odin pays block builders for their services, and dApps pay Odin for security. And we are also bonded on EigenLayer. So if block builders were to act maliciously, their stake can be slashed. So that is how we are economically aligned. And now we'll do a quick demo.
All right, so this is Odin. It's quite intuitive. I'm entering my invariant into this app. Transaction is sent on chain. All the invariants are stored on chain. You can retrieve them at any point in time to verify, as I'm doing so right here. What you're about to see is a fork of Mevflood, which has been altered for the simulation to include the invariant checks. Builders now fetch these invariants on chain, execute, and if any of them are broken, add a pause transaction to the top, as it was shown before. What you're seeing is a Mev and ETH infrastructure emulator called Kurtosis, very useful. And what you're seeing here is a very simple bundle which gets executed. It includes a transaction which hacks a dApp. And as you can see, no problem, everything is executed right, but we're trying to prevent that. So what you're now going to see is a very simple executor which executes with the invariant, and what happens is invariant is broken, transaction is sent for pausing to the top of the bundle, and it's executed, and the dApp is paused. The hack is actually prevented. So what you can expect is, for so far, dApps share their invariants with Odin, bonding builders on EigenLayer pauses dApps, Odin pays block builders, we get paid through dApps. Since they're AVSs, what happened, we can slash them if any of them pause a dApp maliciously. We don't want that either. So roadmap, what do we have? POC to production, always, don't just leave it hanging. EigenLayer for block builder bonding, secure a few $1 billion in TVL, support L2s, shared sequencing, non-EVM chains as well to be supported. We're live on testnet, go ahead and play. Happy to take questions. Thanks.
So it's like a circuit breaker, but it's like a cryptoeconomic system around the circuit breaker where the block builders will throw the circuit breaker in if that certain rule is tripped. And if they don't, they get slashed. And if they do wrong, they get slashed. So it's like a cryptoeconomic safe using EigenLayer system to throw a circuit breaker in the block builder, like get out ahead of everyone kind of thing.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah, because if you do it with Solidity, it breaks the composability of DeFi, but here we don't have that downside. We get it from block builders, and we work with PBS as well. So.
And the EigenLayer stuff isn't actually implemented yet.
So we have a sample bonding, but that's not on EigenLayer because that is not live yet, but we have a sample bonding contract.
Cool. Great hackathon project.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, is this something that would work on any EVM network?
Sorry,
is it something that would work on any EVM network?
Yeah, this will work on any EVM network as long as there is some leader election. If you are like centralized sequencer, you can just do this without all the bonding, right? So when L2s have shared sequencing, we will work with L2s as well. Right now, it's just any network with some leader election.
Really good use of EigenLayer.
I have one feedback on your presentation itself. I think it's great that you put more thoughts into using PresETH for templates and all of that. But there was one slide that has almost no contrast between the background and the text because it was light background and light text. So if you are speaking to the audience and want to reach and communicate more efficiently, I think that's also something that would be great if you consider that when you present.
We'll definitely do that. Thank you so much.
I know a lot of projects like to just do like a multi-sig for pausing and things like that. What kind of projects do you envision would use this?
So most upgradable contracts today have a pauser, right? So the block builder can be whitelisted as a pauser, and if they were to maliciously pause, you can slash them on eigenlayer. So you can trust them to do the right thing because of the economic bonding.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Really, that can be hacked?
Sorry, say
Cannot
that.
be hacked. This is true.
Sorry, say that.
You in some moment you told, oh, this cannot be hacked. Is this true? Are you sure of
Yeah,
this?
because right now, like 95% of Ethereum blocks go through like block building, right? Yeah. So, and the rest of it goes through a public mempool. If your hack transaction goes through a public mempool, you can expect a MEV searcher to like include it in their block, which means it will get included into a block builder.
Okay.
So, which means you have 100% coverage, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was
Thanks,
Odin. This is the infrastructure scalability track. Up next, we have Oops. If we could just be mindful and just give everyone the full attention to the stage, we can hear all the chit-chattering on the side, and it's a little distracting. So if we could give them full attention, that'd be awesome. Thanks, guys.
Hello. Hello. Good afternoon, ETHDenver. How are we all doing? It is an absolute pleasure to introduce Oops. We're very excited. Pick up your mess, guys. Save those coins. Let me paint you a picture. Your world is on fire. Oops. Maybe I shouldn't have put my private key in that email. Yeah. Oops. Who even pushes without a .git ignore? Oops. I haven't changed my hot wallet in 2 years. Every day someone is getting all of their coins wiped out of their wallets. Do not let it happen to you guys.
So you've just oopsed, and you need to transfer your tokens and your social reputation now. This is where Oops has your back. So we're going to consolidate and display all your cross-chain tokens in one place. And then we're going to help you to transfer them. It's going to be easy, and it's going to be secure. And Peyton's going to show you how.
So we're using the latest Wallet Connect v2 and Web3 modal, so we support over 400 wallets. Right now, we're going to show you our favorite MetaMask. And so we're just connecting to MetaMask, and immediately our portfolio shows. I paste in the destination address, and then I get my portfolio. I can select the tokens I want to send. Of course, I can select all, no problem. OK, so I've made my selection. I'm going to press the send button. And then a batch of signatures goes to my wallet. It shows me exactly what tokens I'm sending, the amount, and the destination. So it's a really good wallet UX. And I'm reviewing, I'm confirming. Everything looks good. I'm saving my life. And in 30 seconds, I just sent everything off of Polygon to a new wallet. Everything's queued up now. Wonderful. And you know, Polygon's fast. Within about 2 seconds, these things are going to go, blah, blah. OK, they're good. They're good. And we're going to open up the Explorer to make sure it's legit. So we popped it up. There's the token transfer. There's the old wallet. And there's all of our sends out. And of course, we're multi-chain. So let's look at Avalanche, a favorite here. And we're just going to select all because it's Avalanche. We're going to hit send. I'm going to get 2 things. And I'm going to accept this one. But for whatever reason, I don't want to send this. So I'm just going to reject that. And the last feature is with MetaMask, when you get a batch of signatures like this, at the bottom there's a reject all button. So in case I totally screwed up, I can just reject all and nothing happened whatsoever.
Going forward, Oops will allow reputation-focused protocols to offer a secure backup for their users. We're talking Farcaster. We're talking getting those airdrops. We're talking saving all of your DAO shitposts. Users with compromised private keys can simply transfer their reputation from one address to another using Verak's attestation. But wait, there's more. So we also plan on expanding to non-EVM compatible chains. So for all you Polkadot, Cardano, and Solana G-Gens in the room, there's a place for you here too. We also plan to allow NFT transfers and to implement a function that will execute all your transactions in one click.
That's oops, guys. Thanks very much. And listen, when everything goes wrong, what do you say? Oops.
So obviously, if it's accessible to you, it's accessible to the attacker. I think the biggest problem set is usually they just will remove the native currency of the chain, and usually you're left with no amount to actually transfer out. Do you guys have any plans or any like contingency operations that would maybe allow you to do like a transfer of some sort of value for gas and to allow you to actually extract all that data that's on your wallet? Because usually, you know, these things happen super fast, right? So when these attacks happen, usually you don't have that 30 seconds. So usually by the time you realize it, they've drained just your native token. Do you guys?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And we don't have a solution for that yet. The way it's currently set up is this is a proactive thing. If you realize that you oopsed, then you want to go ahead and go to oops before anything else can happen. That's the current implementation. And in the future, I would say we could do something where, hey, your key's already compromised, so like a secure way to use the private key and essentially transfer some native token and immediately send all. And the only way to kind of do that is like to directly give the private key to maybe like a command line tool or something. And personally, like our cold storage company, like it happened to us one time. We restored like a hot wallet phrase, and so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And usually they do cron jobs. Like as soon as you put a little bit in there, they're going
It's
to take
gone
it out immediately.
right away.
So,
yeah, so it would have to be something where directly have the private key, and then we would, in one transaction, like send the native and then immediately batch call and send out. So we'd have to like beat them and get in a block ahead of them.
And maybe one suggestion is maybe to like charge them a fee at first, and you can actually front run and add a transaction that sends them in the same header as the withdrawal. And sometimes that like helps. So
yeah, that's a good idea. Like from your new wallet, you do a fee and then automatically sends the necessary native
and the same header,
sends it out. Yeah. Perfect.
So the way to do it is with flashbots. Basically, you prepare a bundle where you fund the account, you sweep the stuff, and then you put it all into a Flashbots bundle, and it goes on chain without ever going to the mempool. We built hackedwalletrecovery.com, and it does that. But you got to use Flashbots to do that, right? This is, like you said, it's proactive rather than retroactive. If you've already been swept, it's already gone, and there's nothing to do. You have to use hacked wallet recovery, but I guess in the 30 seconds or whatever, when it's pushing and you realize it's in there, you could go to oops real quick and grab all your assets and sweep it proactively.
That's right. And another key feature like that we want to implement is basically proactively saying, hey, this is going to be my future address. So when you're starting to build reputation, you have to go ahead and give a backup wallet. And from there, like that's the only like place that you're allowed to transfer your reputation. So proactive reputation protection for anyone that wants to integrate with us.
Cool project.
And an oops doesn't have to be a negative thing, right? Like if I wanted to just exchange my wallets, you know, I'm usually not someone that wants to just do all my PO apps individually or anything. So it's a great tool. So
absolutely, that use case too. It's best practice to rotate your wallets every few years.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Oops.
Oops. All right. Up next is Honey Paws, and we are looking for Bubble Wars. If you are here, Bubble Wars, come to stage right.
I need to dongle, yeah. Let's see if this works. Let me move this. That's like really. How do you move it? I'm too short. That's too short. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I should have just left it. When do we start? This is not showing? Let me try this one. I think it is maybe.
Not present, so before you go into present, exit out of that first, and then go in and then present.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, let me. All right, it's in mirror. I want mirror. Yep. Okay, let's see if that works. Zoomed in already? No, hang on.
Who had fun this year?
Oh, it's like weird. Woohoo! It's not showing up.
Nice height. Yeah, really changed the vibe.
Is it the aspect ratio, maybe?
Hooty doody.
Maybe try that. I could also just drag it.
There. You see it over there?
Yeah.
But can you drag your screen over there?
Yeah, I think we'll just do join.
You couldn't see it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Are you working over there right now?
Here, want to get my laptop? You can pull the slides on there.
I'm taking notes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing some
No, I don't have
Okay.
notes.
Nice.
Let's just do.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that might get to be my favorite then if you don't get to. Yeah,
Let's do a question to our audience. Who sleep more than 8 hours per night here? Raise your hand. Only one. 6 hours? Oh, one, okay. 5 hours per night? Oh, 4 hours per night at least. Wow, 3 hours? Yeah, I think we worked hard, guys. Yes,
All
they are
right.
ready.
All right, we ready?
We're ready.
All right, here we go.
All right, I'm Jordan.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Lawrence, and we are Honeypaws. We provide a permissionless on-chain exploit bounty tied to a circuit breaker. So the problem is when a project deploys their smart contracts, they're already immediately operating at a huge security disadvantage. Threat actors are often more sophisticated than devs themselves, and their stack continues to evolve. Those hackers have infinite time to attack your protocol, and projects have limited tooling to defend themselves. In 2023 alone, over $500 million was lost in on-chain exploits. So the current options for these projects are traditional bug bounties, but that's usually a pretty manual process, and they can be subject to arbitration and KYC, so that can turn off some white hats. There's also monitoring tools that can monitor on-chain activity for threats, but they can easily miss an exploit or they might not respond in time. And then you have circuit breakers, which are like encoded invariants that you write into your smart contracts, but you do need to kind of have the foresight to put them in there in the first place. It's a little hard to put them in afterwards, and they're often subject to gas constraints. So what do we need? I think we actually need more white hats, and we need to empower and incentivize them to trustlessly pause your protocol if they can prove that you have a critical exploit. And that's where Honeypaws comes in. So the way Honeypaws works is a project will register themselves to the Honeypaws smart contract. They register a bounty token and a bounty amount. No deposit is needed. The entire thing is actually non-custodial. They register a verifier contract, a pauser contract, and a payer contract. When a white hat discovers an exploit in one of these projects, they will write an exploit contract, and they will submit it to the Honeypaws contract. And they do that on a private mempool transaction, and that's a really important part of this puzzle. From there, the Honeypaws contract will actually run the exploit, and then it'll call the verifier contract for that project, which will check that invariants have been broken, which will confirm that they have been hacked. And then it'll actually revert the call frame where that happened, which will undo the hack. And then, oh, how do I scroll? Oops. All right. Yeah, I can't. I got it. Okay, it's upside down. All right, sorry. Yeah, so then it'll actually revert the call frame, which will undo the hack, and then it'll call the pauser contract for that project, which will freeze the protocol, so it's safe from further hacks, and then it calls the payer, which pays the bounty to the white hat, and that's it. It's done, and it's all in one transaction. This is a sample trace of a claim we did earlier. You can see the first green box is the exploit being carried out. The second one is where we call the verifier.
And then the red area is the whole call frame that gets reverted. The third green box is the pause happening, and then the last one is just the payment to the white hat. Pretty straightforward. So there's obvious benefits of this system. For white hats, they get instant payment, no arbitration, no KYC. For the projects, the protocol is frozen and safe. The exploit is actually detailed on-chain in a transaction trace so they can actually get to fixing it right away. The bounties can stay in their protocol because the system is not custodial until they actually have to pay out. And because verifiers don't get called often, they can write more comprehensive checks than they would in like traditional circuit breakers. And it's all free. So we're Honeypaws, check us out. We would love people to come help, maybe audit the contracts so we can deploy on mainnet, and build us a better front end, please. That's it.
Oh, wow. How can this be used by a bad actor, a black hat?
Well, I mean, the system is really designed for white hats. Like a black hat would not go through Honeypaws at all.
I think registering for a honeypot, just like the way that sounds, is hilarious. Yeah. But like, how does the actual honeypot know that it's a real exploit? The project will register a verifier contract, and this is just a contract that asserts certain invariants have been broken in your protocol. So like for an AMM, it could like check that the XY equals K invariant has broken. If you're like a lending platform, you can check that you have bad debt, anything like that. So it's really up to the deployer to write those unit tests.
Yeah, for the project, yeah, they get to decide it. But they can like, iterate on this because this is a sidecar to your protocol. You don't have to bake it in from the start. Yeah. So you can add more sophisticated ones as you go on. You have a lot of time.
That private pool, I think, is pretty important, right?
Yeah.
You don't want that
obviously.
to get loose.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can we talk more about that? Like how does the protocol knows on-chain that they deserve to pay this person because they submitted it to the private pool? No? Am I saying it wrong?
Oh, this is all in one transaction. So,
okay.
So the verifier happens, and which confirms that the exploit happened. We revert the state. So the verifier checks the state it's in after the exploit has occurred.
Of the private chain that was
not private chain, just private mempool.
So couldn't a black hat just be watching this and then execute it right afterwards?
No, well, the protocol's paused.
Oh,
it gets paused all in the same. Everything
yeah,
happens.
because you flip the circuit right.
There's no breaking apart. Yep.
Stupid question.
No.
It's similar to the Odin one with the AVS that does this, but you just did this all on chain.
All in one transaction, on chain, and it works today. You don't have to get people signed up or block builders signed up or anything. It's just a contract that White Hat.
Which one of you guys is Merkle Jerk, by the way?
I'm Merkle Jerk.
What up, dude? Yeah.
That it?
I think the only scary thing is that whenever you have developers writing their own unit tests, there's there's getting out of those bounds of the actual result that's expected can be a little iffy. Is that contract that you're deploying that verifies that? Is that inherently
So we don't deploy
updatable?
the verifier. That's up to the project to submit their own verifiers.
But that contract's updatable, or is they able to add more units?
You can just close the bounty and open a new one.
They do a new one.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, so you can keep iterating on it. You got all the time.
So I can just have my smart contract wallet, and then I can write a verifier contract that says the smart contract still has the money in it, and then if somehow they figure out how to drain it, and then the verifier says, uh-oh, money's not in it anymore.
Yeah, you could do it. I mean, you probably wouldn't use this for smart contract wallets. You'd probably use this for like entire like DeFi protocols and stuff like that. Where you're more
but circuit breakers are going to be important even for smart contract wallets, I think.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Yes.
Cool.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good project.
All right. We are moving into the DeFi, NFT, and gaming track, and this is Egg Wars.
Cool. Hey, everybody. So today I am introducing a new innovative game called Egg Wars. This is the on-chain game where players compete to build an army of chickens and earn the most egg token. So this on-chain game consists of two different assets, chicken NFTs and egg tokens. Chicken NFTs are ERC 721s that every 8 hours allow you to lay egg tokens. Every single chicken has a level, and that determines how many egg tokens it can lay. You can start off as a level 1, like Penny right here, looking kind of slim and producing 1 egg every 8 hours, but you can also level up to be as big as Pookie Lynn over here, who's level 20. That beautiful chicken can lay 20 eggs every 8 hours. And these are dynamic NFTs that actually have 3D models associated with them as well. So here, I can see a level 1 chicken looking quite small, and you can even spin it around and export the 3D model to import into your metaverse. Or you can also check out here, Pookie Lynn just looking massive at a level 18 right there. And if the level ever goes up or down, these NFTs will update automatically through our on-chain smart contract. So these chickens are great because they earn you egg, right? But why do you even want egg? What's the point of it? Well, these egg tokens are ERC20s, and you can do 3 different things with them. You can use them to feed one of your own chickens to increase its level and increase the egg production. Or you can use an egg to throw at an enemy chicken and decrease its level. Or you could also try your chances at hatching an egg where you have a 10% chance of birthing a whole new chicken NFT. So I think it's best to understand the game by seeing our demo, which is deployed to base Sepolia. So here I land on the Egg Wars website, and you can see that I'm going to start off by laying some eggs. So I see Vera Bell there, right there. It's time to collect some eggs from her. So I go ahead, click Lay Eggs, confirm the transaction. You can see right now I have a balance of 118 eggs. After Vera Bell lays, because she's a level 5, that's going to earn me another 5 egg tokens once that transaction confirms. So there, boom. I just got another 5 egg tokens, and now I need to wait a cooldown period until I can lay eggs again. That cooldown period is going to be 8 hours on mainnet. It was just like 40 seconds for the sake of testing on testnet. Cool, so now I laid some eggs, I have some eggs. I feel like my flock is looking a little skinny. I want to feed them and kind of bulk them up. So I see Hattie Sloan right there. I'm going to submit a feed transaction. That's going to increase Hattie Sloan's level by 1, and you'll also see Hattie get physically bigger after that transaction confirms. So she just changed to level 2, and we got a slightly bigger 3D model that represents her. And the last thing that I can demo right now is throwing an egg. So there I see Pookie Lynn at level 19, just looking massive, dominating the game with so many eggs that Pookie is producing. I'm going to go ahead and click the throw button, and that is going to throw an egg at Pookie Lynn and reduce her level. And then lastly, again, because these are dynamic NFTs, you can see Pookie Lynn's level just went down to level 18 because she got hit by an egg. But wait, there's more. There are a lot of interesting technical aspects to this. There's dynamic ERC 721s. There's a hatching mechanism that uses API 3's Oracle, so it's not vulnerable to MEV attacks. And it's also compatible with Uniswap because it's an ERC20 for the egg token. There's more.
I believe it. I'll ask just one little question. I think every good chicken coop needs a rooster. Is there any thought maybe of having like the roosters to maybe increase that percentage of laying a chicken egg, or maybe
that's
some
a fun
maybe
idea.
some cockfights?
Yeah. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun ways to riff on this. So there's a lot of interesting ways we could upgrade this for a V2.
Yeah. Thanks.
Do you mind if I just finish the last 3 sides super quick?
I'll leave that up to Jason.
I'll leave that to the judges if they want to ask
Okay,
questions.
I'm cool with it.
We want to see
So just because this egg token is ERC20, you can deposit into Uniswap, and then if there's a low egg price in the LP position, eggs are cheap, users can buy up eggs and attack other players. If the price gets high, users can conserve their eggs and feed their chickens. So there's kind of like a market that could have this game go on forever on chain. And we're also going live this week. The contracts are ready on testnet. We have the front end deployed to Vercel, and we actually already had 66 players commit in total 2.25 ETH to kick this game off and start playing. So keep a look out, and thank you guys for letting me finish. I appreciate it.
What network are you deploying?
Right now it's on base Sepolia. We're going to launch on base mainnet.
A base man. Okay, on base.
Base,
Nice.
yep.
Yeah, I think it's a really fun thing. Like just watching it, I want to buy this, and so it's a good signal. It looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, and also, just briefly, I have to get this out, especially for my wife. I want to give thanks to the inspiration for this game. My chickens at home, Coco, Froyo, and Thunder, who were the inspiration for this game.
Those are some good-looking chickens. Yeah.
But also to your point, like base hasn't really had like a wolf game style moment yet. There hasn't really been some kind of like fun on-chain ERC 721 or ERC 20 for people just to goof around and have fun with that also uses like composable primitives. So we think this could be really fun to help bring up the base ecosystem and maybe even start a barnyard season.
This is a wonderful hackathon project. This is exactly what hackers out there should strive for. There's some really brilliant mechanisms, design happening here with a really silly kind of layer over the top of it. I'm giving me Gobbler vibes, like the Goo Gobbler. Those guys made some awesome mechanisms. Winter is a really good mechanism designer, and he saw this and he said, "This is gonna
Yeah, I
win."
saw him the other day.
Yeah.
And I think again, what makes it fun is that the composable primitives of Ethereum and Base make it work, right? We're using OpenSea, we're using Uniswap, we use Party.app to raise the funds for people to buy the membership. So like it's only possible because of like the diverse ecosystem of applications and standards that exist in Ethereum and exists on Base.
Permissionlessly composable. Anything can do anything with your game and extend the eggs. They could do cockfighting, whatever they want.
Everything's possible in the chicken verse.
Yep. Ooh. Great
Way better
project,
than
you
Wolf.
guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Lay some eggs. Maybe you'll play this game on online, Griff, or Build Guild.
All right, guys.
Oh. All right. This is Bubble Wars.
I wish I would have asked about randomness. I wonder how they do randomness. Do they just do block hash, or are they doing something more clever? We'll never know.
Oh, so that's what they're going to see?
We can see the code later.
Yeah, maybe we'll see them
yeah,
again.
we can see on the folio.
We do know it won't be truly random, though.
Let's see. 100.
Maybe they went for the chain link bounty. Maybe they went for the chain link bounty.
All right.
So it's not BRF. We know that? Okay.
All right, so hello guys, my name is Jesse, and this is Bubble Wars, right? It's a fully on-chain, physics-based MMO, and the goal of the game is to absorb mass ETH from your opponents, right? So let me. Darn it. Sorry. Give me a second.
It's always good when your hackathon demo is going to a live URL, though. That's awesome.
Yep. All right, hopefully it still works.
And before you get started, this is an individual project?
No, there's some team members, but they're not here, so it's just me presenting.
Sleeping.
All right, so this is the game. So let's play it. So first thing we're going to do is spawn our portal into this infinite canvas. And what a portal is basically an extension. So yeah, this game is running within its own rollup. And the portal is basically an extension of your wallet, right? So any funds you send to the rollup get deposited into this portal, right? So hopefully it works, man. It should work. Okay, maybe I got to reload. Okay, yeah, so we spawned, all right. So this is our portal, and what we're gonna do is start emitting bubbles, right? So the goal of this game is to absorb ETH, right? Which is contained in these bubbles, right? and bring it back to our portal for a profit. Right? So let's emit some mass. All right, so let's emit however much ETH that is. And let's shoot it at those bubbles to absorb them, right? Oh, and this is another portal. This is running on my own account. And anyone that wants to play this game, they can go to this URL right now and actually play it. So let's shoot some more ETH. And this is running fully on chain, by the way.
Nice.
Okay, we're waiting for the emission because I don't think I have enough mass to absorb these guys. So once the reinforcements come. All right, let's shoot another one because it's going too slow. And yeah, this is, we have a physics engine running on chain. So yeah, it's physics, right? So I mean, in theory, the portals could have gravity. Every object could probably have gravity, but yeah, I'm just keeping it simple for demo purposes. Oh, someone just came in.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
all right.
me.
So, okay, that guy just got emitted, so we're about to, okay, yeah. So we're about to absorb these guys. Whoever that is, can you shoot? Can you emit something?
He's still spawning.
I'm actually still spawning, my bad.
Oh, you're still spawning? Okay. All right. Oh, so he just, okay, yeah, that's a glitch, but yeah. It came out of the yellow portal. And actually, you're shooting mass into my portal right now, so yeah, so that's, you just gave me money, basically, so thank you. Okay, so let's shoot. 22 seconds. Okay, you're giving me more money, thank you.
That must not be you, that must be someone else.
All right, hopefully this is still, all right, but thank you, like you, okay, so you see it. All right, just saw something out. All right, I have 63. I have 63 ETH, and this guy's about to give me how much
let's
ETH?
see.
9 ETH. All right, so
Oh,
72
wow.
ETH now. I'm rich.
Yeah.
Okay, so our presentation is done basically.
Stop.
So I guess questions. All right, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay, someone else just came in, man.
It's so akin to like all the old .io games. Like you can definitely feel that's the vibe you're bringing.
Bro, a
here.
guarded IO, man.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
To be honest, it's a clone of a guarded
Yeah,
IO.
it's kind of like Little Big Snake, I think. I think that's the game.
Pardon?
Like a Little Big Snake. I think that's like the
Oh.
game. It's like almost like Snake, but you're battling each other.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that's the game, man.
Could like a whale come in and just destroy everybody?
Yeah, so I'm going to implement other like, power-ups and mechanics to prevent that from happening. But yeah, this is the core gameplay that I'm working on.
Awesome. Great hackathon project.
Yep.
Yeah. Good.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what that
The
was
fact that he
about.
got to have people play.
Up next is Michi Protocol.
Perfect. Can I take it off? Hi everyone, my name is Eric, and along with Rohan, Gleb, and Tyler, we've built Michi, the first trustless points trading protocol. So points have been extremely popular for the past few months, but first off, what are points? Points are used by protocols directly to calculate how big of an airdrop a user will get. And users can earn points on various protocols by doing certain actions, such as swapping or staking. Some of the most popular points programs of recent are EigenLayer and FriendTech. What this has created is a new group of users called points farmers. Some of these users are looking to offload their extra points, and some users are looking to get more exposure to the underlying protocol. The issue is that trading points trustlessly is currently impossible. The reason is because points are stored off-chain and accrued to a specific wallet address, so the only way you could trade those points is by giving up access to your private keys. Currently, there is one marketplace called Whales Market that requires the seller to post collateral while not guaranteeing any sale for the buyer. So, at Michi, we are creating the first trustless economy to trade points. How we do this is we utilize ERC 6551, where an NFT can be the owner of a wallet address. This then means that if I transfer this NFT or trade this NFT, I'm also transferring custody of this wallet along with any points that have been earned by this wallet. Essentially, what we are doing is creating a new tradable asset class. I'll go ahead and do a short demo of our application. So this app is currently live on Arbitrum, and the first step is to create a new wallet. This entails minting one of our NFTs and deploying a wallet that is owned by that NFT. So once that deposit is finalized, we can see that Michi chest number 13 has been minted. And if we go into the transaction logs, we can verify that token ID. Plus in the logs, we can see that ERC 6551 account has been created. Going back into our dashboard, the user can choose to deposit one of our supported tokens. At the moment, we currently support 2 yield tokens from Pendle Finance that are earning eigenlayer points. After that deposit has been finalized, we'll shortly see that the balance has been updated, and if we can verify that on Arbiscan as well. So once the wallet has been seeded with tokens, that wallet is currently starting to earn points. Currently on our platform, it shows as 0, but in a real-life situation, those points will increase over time. This basically means that if the user chooses to withdraw those tokens, the points that that wallet has earned remain with that wallet and can then be traded by selling the NFT. The NFT can be sold on any existing marketplace, such as OpenSea, and we're currently looking to bring all of that transaction and that in-app marketplace to our platform. So our current MVP is live on Arbitrum, and we've successfully integrated with Pendle Finance. Upcoming plans for us include expanding to other chains to support points trading on those chains, integrating other additional points programs such as Athena shards, and also the ability to claim airdrops with those points directly within our application. Additionally, we're going to be kickstarting our Michi points, which are given to any person who is using our platform either to store points or trade wallets that are earning points. Essentially, our vision is to be the in-app marketplace for all tradable wallets, moving beyond just points, allowing people to trade their Web3 identities. Thank you, everyone, and I hope to see all of you trading points on Michi.
Yeah, I think one of the cool things about Web3 is that there's always new opportunities every day. There's something that kind of comes around that you can take advantage of, and it seems like you're kind of attaching your project to something that's really like not only popular right now, but there is a really great use case for this. And I like how you've taken ERC 6551 and understood how you might actually leverage that for a real-world use case. So I think this is something that a lot of people I know would actually use, which is a good signal. So good work.
Thank you.
In terms of the user experience, I love the fact that there was a little pop-up trying to set up expectation just before connecting the wallet. I always emphasize the importance of prime the user before throwing them into a certain different flows. So I think you guys did a great job there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the process of having an NFT owning a wallet is quite new. So we definitely wanted to educate each user on what that actually entails before they execute that transaction.
Can we have this like multi-sig?
Sorry?
Multi-sig wallet with this?
Moonsig?
Wallet.
Multi-sig. A multi-sig.
Oh yeah, so for instance, if you are, if you and a couple of friends want to be on a multi-sig, you can set up that and then have the NFT be held in that wallet, and then that NFT therefore owns another wallet, so collectively as a group, you guys could execute transactions and farm points together.
Yeah, good.
I think while you have a minute or so, can you maybe briefly explain what's stopping an individual from keeping that private key and after they sell it and maybe exploiting that ownership?
So with 6551 wallets, there are actually no private keys involved. It's actually just the NFT itself that serves as the ownership proof for that wallet. So transferring the NFT would just give someone else custody.
Nice projects. I hope to see this going forward. Congrats.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Most important, keep building.
Yeah.
Let's see you at the next 5 hackathons.
Yeah, this is like something that could be a real product.
Yeah, absolutely. We've started to have those conversations with other points programs such as Pendle, and then we're going to be onboarding more points soon. Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. All right. So just so the judges are aware, we're moving into the impact in public goods track. So this will have the different judging criteria. We move some things around. The first project that we have is Unbound Science. And then next we have EBF, and then BFit.
Hi, everyone. We are Unbound Science, and what we are building is a creator economy for scientists and inventors. There's all kinds of problems in scientific academia that we hope to solve, but we also want to contribute to the United Nations proposals for a better world as well. Specifically, their initiatives for zero hunger, clean water and sanitation, affordable clean energy, and partnerships. We hope to achieve this using our innovative technology for donation pools. So instead of funding going directly to the scientists and potentially impacting the results of their research, donors will come in and donate to these subject-specific pools instead. This also allows for a voting mechanism where not just the donors, but the scientists and the general community themselves finally have a say of what gets brought into our world.
In the UI, we tried to solve two main use cases. Number one, as a scientist, I need a clean, simple UI that gives me access to multidisciplinary communities. I need feedback, I need funding, and most of all, I need to protect my intellectual property. And as an enthusiast, which is someone in the general public, an investor, or a policymaker, anyone here, the wow factor for me is watching scientific breakthrough happen in real time and participating in the voting process. So I'm really excited about pushing the boundaries of UI with Angular to exceed a Web 2-like experience with the power of blockchain voting, NFT access and control, and a fractal-style peer review process.
So the process begins when a scientist submits a proposal. That proposal is put on chain and can then be discussed and voted by the community. If that proposal passes, the funds will then be given to the researcher, and once the research is finished, that project is completed, all that data will go on chain, and an NFT will be minted in order to help keep track of IP. Our tech stack consists of a couple of smart contracts to help govern the DAO, help control the IP on chain, as well as to help distribute the voting tokens. We put our smart contracts on Arbitrum. We use Story Protocol in order to help control the IP. We also used XMTP for the messaging and Secret Network for randomness.
Why do we need randomness? Because decentralizing science is a massive coordination problem. Here's an illustration of how scientists and researchers are segregated not just by geographic region, but also by domain and speciality, as well as by personality types. And in the end, resources and funding are distributed unevenly throughout. So in order to ensure collaboration over cooperation, both between scientific domains and between the enthusiast community and scientists and the enthusiast community, we developed a peer review process by which we can sort our community using select attributes and then apply verified randomness to eliminate selection bias and minimize confirmation bias within breakout groups, bringing people out of their echo chamber and providing diverse insight.
And once the scientist has received funding and he's turned his idea into a product that's ready to go to marketplace, we have that solution here so we can get new technology out into the world faster. We think that scientists should be scientists and not try to be businessmen. So we enable them to partner with existing international businesses to license their IP and also generate consulting contracts and emergency engineering agreements in one single click, and also collect royalties back through the platform. We've got a lot of traction already in just one quick week with an amazing 3 advisors that have pitched in now and for the future. We've already established a few partnerships and many other letters of intent sent out for ecosystem partners here in Web3.
Thank you. Judges.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. How are you generating the random numbers?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
How are you generating the random numbers?
using secret protocols, Snake Path, bridging over from IBC to the Ethereum Sepolia testnet currently.
Interesting. I have another question. How can we know or how can we verify that the project is completed? Like,
So how can you verify if a project is completed?
Yeah.
So that'll actually be through the structure of the organization.
So when the project is completed, I don't know if it's ever going to be completed, to be honest. We have many other things on our roadmap. No. The proposals are going to be completed once they go through the game show process, which is going to be another major piece of this. So a couple times a year, there's going to be a game show where everyone comes in and votes together, the funding goes in, and then when the scientist says it's ready to go to marketplace, then he will package up all his research data, all the notes, all the need, every piece of data needed for replication. It goes into a dynamic NFT, which then goes into the marketplace.
Interesting. Okay.
I think it's great that your project is bringing something that's like super familiar from Web 2, like what's already well designed, a simple UI, simple UX, and like not differentiating Web 2 and Web 3 product UX, and then bring the similarity, the good learnings into Web 3 world for example, the dashboard. I think that's a really great approach.
Thank you.
I think that's it.
All right, thank you very much, guys.
Awesome.
We are Unbound Science.
All right. Up next, we have EBF, Network of Trust.
Should we get started right away? Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? We are the Ecological Benefits Framework, Network of Trust. What's the predicament? It's a lack of coordination for interconnected global challenges. Sustainable development goals are great, but how do we achieve them? It's hard for funders and contributors to discover projects, and it's hard to verify and communicate impact benefits. It's clunky and costly to incentivize participation. So we have the solution. Create an open registry for attestations, projects, impacts, and certifiers. Make it easy to register projects, claim ecological benefits, and reward contributors. Make it easy to discover projects and their impact based on their trust in the network. And leverage the EBF as a Rosetta Stone for impact. So what is the EBF? It's a verbal, visual, and machine-readable language for impact. Here we have a high-level overview of the two main components of our app. We have a discoverable impact projects dashboard and the decentralized trust network built on attestations. Off to the demo. Let's take a look. So here we have the discoverable impact projects dashboard, where you can see all the projects that have been registered in the protocol. And for each project, you can see it's claimed and attested to impact benefits. The higher the trust score, the higher the opacity of the benefits there. Here we see the registration process. If you want to post projects and attest to impact, you register on the project with your wallet. Here we have the project creation interface. We're going to create a permaculture DAO in regenerative financing. We're going to claim some impact benefits, and we're going to upload an image. What we do for a project registry is we use an 1155 smart contract where each project is a token ID on that contract, and each project has tags which represent the impact benefits. So once your project has been added to the registry, you can go back over to the dashboard. This is just signing the transaction. Let's jump back to the dashboard. OK, so once you're on the dashboard, you can explore projects. You can go to your own project. You can add new impact benefits as an attestation. And you can go to any project. And for any impact benefit, you can add a trust score. So you can pick, in this case, cleaner air on this project, give a trust score of 9, and attest to that. And we can see that the opacity of that icon has been increased there. Let's take a look at the profile page where we can see our username and our Gitcoin passport score. For Sybil resistance, we use Gitcoin passport score to make sure that every user on the app is authenticated. Also, we just missed it, but in our profile, we can airdrop anyone who has attested to our projects. So we have this built-in incentivization mechanism to incentivize attestations. Here we see the rendered network graph. This is the social trust graph. We have projects, attesters, and certifiers. So certifiers are attesting to attesters. And every time you attest, you assign a trust score, and that trust propagates through the network, ultimately resulting in the trust score for each project. And here we have the certification interface. So that's the demo, and I'm going to hand it over to Darren to take it from here.
Yeah, thanks. So as you just saw, what we're essentially doing is weaving a web of impact to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. And we're using this ecological benefits framework as a handshake for connecting the various change holders and providing unique fingerprints of impact. Thank you.
In terms of the Sybil resistance with Gitcoin passport, I'm just curious, what is the threshold that you're looking for there? Is there like a certain score or yeah?
Yeah, it's recommended to use 20 for now, but we can add like a variable score, so each project can choose their like a minimum threshold for passport score.
Yeah, and it was kind of just like something that was off the shelf that we could use, but this is something that like people could define their own criteria for different attestation, different certification levels. It's like an open system, so people could. This is just something that we use, but people could have other criteria based on like different attestations.
Cool.
So, are you using photos to prove this? How can you be sure that that photo in that place? I saw some photos over there. Photographs. Are you using this? How can I be sure that that photo is in that place? How can I be sure about that?
Right. Yeah, so our solution would be good for that because it could be an attestation. So you can attest negative scores too. So someone could attest and say, hey, I went to this place, this image is fake. Or someone could go there and see it and attest, give a high trust score, and say, yep, this is indeed a real image.
Could you think about some kind of, when you are like uploading this, to get the localization of that, like a GPS localization?
Yeah, I mean, it could be done through attestations as well. The attestation process is really general, so someone could attest to locations.
Yeah, this can be good.
I know it's hard to measure real-world impact, and I think there's other networks that have done this, like Regen, stuff like that. And I think having that social score is like the key for this. So just a comment there, I think great job.
In terms of UI, I think the dashboard UI is not very traditional UI. So I think during the onboarding process, when you onboard somebody new, I think it will be really important to provide that context, especially I know if you go through submitting the project, then you will see all the icons, but as a new user going into the flow, I see all these icons, but I don't necessarily know exactly what that means. So I think onboarding will be really important process.
Yeah, thanks. One of the things we wanted to do was integrate AI as a way for people to easily onboard and to navigate, because there's 6 main categories, but then there's like 250 other subcategories. So it's a rich kind of language, but we want to simplify it for people.
It did seem like you guys built out a very extensive UI. What was that starter kit project you used?
So basically, it's a bubble UI package. So I was just using that, and we have used scaffolding.
All right. That's a wrap.
Good build, guys. Good build.
Thank you.
Yeah, good work.
Thank you.
All right. Up next is Be Fit.
Because you can build a huge problem. You can build out so much more on it. Aren't messing with UI so much.
Hello, we are testing the audio. Give us a sec.
Okay, all good.
How are we all doing today? Woo! We have a really, really exciting demo coming up. I think it's a lot of fun, so I hope you guys are excited for it as well. We're just waiting for another HDMI cable for some context. Okay, perfect.
All right, can we try testing out the switching between devices, please? All right, good deal. Switch back, please. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm Xavier.
I'm William.
And we are BFit. It's just working. Who here can do 10 push-ups? Who here actually does 10 push-ups every day? Womp, womp. Why? Doing 10 push-ups is easy, but getting the motivation to start and stick to it is so hard.
And this is a pretty big problem. According to the US Department of Health, over 75% of adults and over 80% of adolescents in the US don't get enough physical activity on a daily basis. This is a $117 billion problem impacting our health and cutting our lives short. We want to solve this problem in line with UN's third Sustainable Development Goal of ensuring good health and well-being for all to reduce the over 110,000 preventable deaths annually in the US from lack of physical activity. And that is why we made BFit. BFit uses computer vision with the PoseNet TensorFlow model to track push-ups, the blockchain with NFTs to immortalize your fitness journey, and our favorite ingredient, social pressure, to help the over 2.3 billion individuals who do not get enough physical activity to be fit. Let's make exercise fun again with BFit. Wait, do you guys hear something? Do you guys hear something? Oh my God, it's a BFit notification. We gotta get down on the ground and start doing push-ups.
Please switch to the devices. Please switch.
At least they're not making.
All right, thank you.
Let's get into the BFit app.
Is that Vitalik on his
And let's allow access to camera. And look at that. That is our UI. We can actually see our friends who are also doing push-ups. But wait, they're blurred.
Why are they blurred?
Because we're being lazy bum and we haven't done our push-ups. So let's get on the ground and start doing some push-ups.
Let's go. Go, go, go. Let's go, William. Let's go. Give it up for William. Let's go. There we go. There's your BFit NFT.
That's my 200th push-up this weekend, by the way. Okay, so let's mint our BFit NFT to prove that we actually did our push-ups today. And in the meantime, let's check out the other BFit users. Look at this guy at the IRL base event doing his push-ups, staying physically active. How responsible. Look at him go. And look at these two handsome gentlemen at the club doing their push-ups. Oh, there we go. Our NFT has minted. Let's check out the scan link real quick. So, oh man, doing this with one hand is really hard. So that's on Sepolia Arbitrum, minted 10 seconds ago. Let's go to our OpenSeas. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. A bit. Okay, sorry. All right.
All right, let's go back. Okay.
19 seconds ago, Arbitrum Sepolia to document and immortalize your fitness journey.
Thank you. Switch back, please. Switch back. We're almost done here, guys. Okay.
So as you can see, we have done over 200 push-ups this weekend, and you can see our past months, the amount of physical activity we got. We have actually over 50 hackers and judges wanting to join our wait list to stay active. How awesome is that?
In the future, we want to do things like streak NFTs.
Stop.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Any questions? Let's make exercise fun again with BFit!
Let's make exercise fun again, guys.
I'm out of breath just sitting here, first of all. I just want to get one thing straight. The only thing I'm actually getting as a reward is the NFT?
Yes, for now, but we want to do partnerships with like healthcare insurance companies to give discounts for people who are staying physically active and being responsible with their health.
Awesome, and I love the social verification aspect. It's a
yeah, the
great
social
addition.
pressure. Like I always started working out because of my friends, and if everyone here used BFit, we would all work out, and it's really an easy task to do. 10 push-ups per day.
Yeah, and another thing, like there's a lot of apps out there like Garmin, Strava, who try to, record physical activity, but without the social element, nobody actually wants to use it.
That's the missing part of all the existing fitness apps.
Yeah, we're using social pressure for good.
Are you guys brothers?
No, we're not, but we're
students.
Yeah.
As a burpee guy, can I do a burpee? Yeah. All right. Not here, no. No.
Do it. Be fit. Yeah, let's go. Woo! Yeah, let's go, Xavier.
I'll keep my 10 for the protocol.
Can you configure other types of workouts?
Yes, exactly. That's actually one of the next things we want to implement. Like, we don't want to just limit ourselves to push-ups. We want to do all sorts of workouts and actually all sorts of like positive actions to incentivize people to do positive actions.
Anything social accountability you can do with BFit.
Yeah, like productivity and like even public speaking, just stuff you don't want to do, but maybe put in a social situation and other people are looking for you to do it, you'll do it. We just want to use social pressure for good.
So what's the easiest way to game this?
Easiest way?
We have a machine learning model, so you can't game it, but I guess you could trick that. And honestly, it's for yourself, so.
True.
Well, one of the things we wanted to do is BFit Plus, where you pay like $5 every month, and then if you do your push-ups, you're actually able to gain more from the people who didn't do their push-ups. So it's a win-win. It's like, if you don't do it,
And this is only possible with the blockchain because there's so many transactions going on at once that's a good use case.
yeah, if you don't do it, you're motivated to do it to not lose money. But if you do it, you're able to gain money from the lazy users.
What client did you all use? React Native or something?
Yes, we built it with React so that it's actually like deployed on mobile.
I think there's a lot
Thank you guys. Give it up for BFit.
All right. We are running down into the last three. This is a bank for DAOs. And then
I'm just going to let you guys know right now I'm not doing any push-ups on stage. All right, good?
I said the same thing.
Hi, folks. I guess we're getting started. Hi, y'all. I'm Josh from Metagov, and I'm building a bank for DAOs. So right now, there are, let's say, two main kinds of DAOs out there in Web3. There are the really big DAOs like Uniswap, Maker, maybe Gitcoin. And there are like small DAOs like Spa DAO, Sauna DAO, Dinner DAO. Where are all the DAOs in between? Where are the small business DAOs? Where are the mom and pop DAOs? They don't really exist. There's very, very few of them. And part of the reason is because there's no real financial infrastructure in Web3 that actually solves their problem. Think about it. They're not going to take venture capital. They're not going to have a native token. They can get grants, but grants are not going to solve their liquidity problems. So what are they going to really do? And this is such an important problem because small and medium businesses constitute over 50% of the real economy and over 99% of businesses. And as an ecosystem, as Web3, we're not really doing anything for them. That's why we're going to do something very simple. We're just going to give them loans. Dead simple, fixed rate, under-collateralized loans using the same strategy that community banks and credit unions have been doing for ages. We're going to emphasize people, not protocols, not technology. The loans are going to be based on trust and reputation. And instead of trying to hyperscale, like a lot of protocols out there, we're going to focus on growing with the community of dev shops, food trucks, all those small service providers that make these kinds of events and this ecosystem possible. Plus, we actually sourced our very first loan at ETHDenver. Woo, that's right. Supporting small business. So the borrower here is Open Source Observer. It's a small company spun out of Protocol Labs. They measure the impact of open source projects, and what will come up important later, they make money from Optimism Retro PGF grants. And that's Raymond over there, one of the founders. The lender is going to be Ethos, which is a project spun out of Metacartel. It's what's called a chili pod. Even if I had an hour, I don't think I could explain what a chili pod is to you, so I'm going to just not try that. Important thing is they have around, they have some assets on chain, and they want to use the interest from these loans to fund more events and more public goods. And here's the actual, how it happened. There's the crew, myself, Raymond, Yaler, and Balazs, my teammate. There in the second picture, we're lifting small business, literally. We have a handshake here, the actual handshake of the loan, and well, the actual handshake, in Web3 is when you exchange Telegram details, so we also captured that. The contract, once again, is going to be super simple. We're not really going to even focus on any opaque factory contracts. We're just going to deploy individual loan contracts. In particular, this one is set up to collateralize Optimism Retro PGF earnings. You're going to see the calls there. And at ETHDenver, we've been just going around knocking on as many doors as possible. And I think many of you recognize some of the people here. The goal here is we're a community bank, and we're going to succeed or fail based on how much support we can find from the community. And I think we found a lot of support up to now. And that's pretty much it. The public letter is online at A Bank for DAOs. You can build it with us at joshua.community. And I'll just say today might be the last day I get to say the word bank, because my lawyer friends told me this is definitely a no-no. All right, thank you very much.
Have you found a really reputable, like I would say, very strong way to I would say maybe rate the people that would be borrowing based just on on-chain stuff, because that's something that we've been also looking at for a long time, and it's been really kind of tough to be able to root out like what might be a Sybil.
Yeah, I think the reality is it is going to be really hard with today's reputation tech or even today's DAO tech. Which is why our focus here is really on just taking a small local network approach, emphasize building in our network with the community we already have, and from there, building a stable balance sheet to experiment with these reputation metrics, right? There's a lot more I could say there, because there's like a lot of experimentation here, including in for example, from the microfinance industry, that we're kind of interested in maybe scaling up through DAO tech. But I just want to sort of emphasize there, the key question or the key contribution is on the social infrastructure side as opposed to the financial infrastructure. And I think we've been talking too long and too much about all the fancy finance things we can do in Web3.
Definitely got to throw out the bank thing. You're supporting like small to medium DAOs, no bank, right? It's loans to small to medium banks from other borrowers. So the thing that I always kind of wince about with hackathon projects is they say, we're going to get this big group over here to interact with this big group over here, and that's going to make our product work, but it never works out, right? You kind of are starting with a product market fit that works locally and kind of scaling from there, and I really like that. This is a really good hackathon project.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's amazing. Can you talk more about the payment process and what's happened if it's not paid?
So this is exactly this is the key question of what kind of the holy grail of crypto and maybe even finance, right? How do you actually offer under-collateralized loans? And the reality is, community banks, which we model ourselves on, they do it because, they offer a lot of completely uncollateralized loans, right, unsecured. And they do it because reputation matters in these communities, right? If you don't pay your loan back, people know about it, and you get shamed, and that is a huge problem if you want to continue, working in that community, earning money in that community. I think that's exactly the approach we're going to take, because let's face it, Web3, it is a community. A lot of people kind of know each other. You kind of build reputation slowly. A lot of that reputation is not on-chain, but it doesn't mean it's not visible. It doesn't mean we don't all see it. So that's a big part of it. I think there's ways in which the on-chain infrastructure, for example, we're working with entityless DAOs. We can write contracts that fit exactly those use cases, and then migrate that reputation on-chain, right? So you can start building the kernels of that kind of credit score.
Good job.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Up next, we have Sakai.
Ready to go? All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Kaiser, and I'm excited to introduce Sekai, an AI-driven interactive story building platform. The problems we've identified are: 1, current media currently incentivizes passive consumption over emotional resonance. 2, the creator space is high effort and low ROI, leading to user relationships dominated by spectatorship over collaboration. Our solutions for these 3 problems are: 1, community agency through interactivity; 2, democratizing creativity through AI-generated content; and 3, personalized ownership experience through ownership enabled by Web3. The technologies we leverage to enable this is: 1, story protocol for IP licensing; 2, a FriendTech-inspired social fi model; 3, AI-generated content to allow anyone to create; and 3, composable web blocks as the foundation that ties all of this together. So for the story protocol and social fi, we use something called Sekai keys, ranging from world keys to character keys. Next, our core technology that we created is called panels, a new medium for content consumption. Here, panels recontextualize interactive web experiences as their own form of content. They're composable and easily built. Now let's move on to the demo. Cool, so this is the home page. Now we're in the worlds page. Here we'll go into Azuki as a world. These are the stories in Azuki. So you can see these are the characters inside Azuki that are considered canon. The community would vote on which characters or stories are canon, and you can acquire a key to create a story within this world. So let's go into one of the individual stories. This is a story that I created, The Man in the Future. You can acquire a story key, and you can branch off the story by acquiring a story key. Or you can purchase character keys and use those characters in your individual stories. And lastly, you can purchase the world key on the same page as well. And comments are locked so that you have to acquire a key to comment. Now let's go and create our own story. We can create a sequel story branching off of that story. Now here is the story creation flow. We can ask AI to recommend some generations for us. So we'll ask it to recommend. It gives us 4 recommendations. Let's pick one real quick. And then it'll generate logos as well. So we're going to go through the logo creation flow, and it's recommended 2. We're going to save that. Now we can create a theme song for our story. On the right side, you see the story preview panel, and every story is composed in its own website link. So now we're in the story details page. Here is a character creation flow. You can either import a character, import your own NFT, or you can spend a character key to use that character in your story, like I said earlier. Again, then there's create character, and then we have the scenes. We have 4 different panels here, and we're going to enter a panel. This is the panel details page, and then you can select a different panel. Down here, we have the dialogue, and you can select different characters that you have within your story to narrate the story. And you also have branching narratives as well. So here's the characters in the panel, and you can also have audio and animations that are supported by web native features. Cool. Now let's go to the actual story demo. Okay, cool. So here is the Man in the Future story. Let's start it. Hope the audio is working.
My My story takes place in the year 2050. An evil corporation named Big Boss has taken over the world.
The man has been living in the city for the past 10 years looking for his daughter.
Another day in this rotten city. I've been looking for my daughter for the past 3 years. This city is filled with filthy robots, and my daughter was taken by one. The city has been ruined by them, and countless people have died.
Branching narratives. Now you can see here, some branches might require a story key to continue. So this actually allows people to monetize off of the keys. Okay, so let's select this one. We'll continue.
Fuck these robots.
Stop.
I'm going to destroy them all.
Thank you all.
And I will...
Really cool app. What are you using on the back end to store all of this information, and what's on chain, what's off chain?
Yeah, so in the back end, we're using Supabase for the database. In terms of on-chain, we're creating an NFT for each asset. An asset is a world, a story, a character, audio, right? And each of those assets also have an IP asset that we link with Story Protocol. And then we create a key that's linked to that IP asset address. Mm-hmm.
You guys built so much.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, UI, you go.
Did you have a designer on your project?
I got a little bit of design help, but most of it was me. Yeah.
Okay, because it was very clean and straightforward and also intuitive. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah, very high quality.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, that UI is like hella for a hackathon. That's amazing. You guys got that done in a weekend like that.
Thank you.
So a lot of games don't actually use AI content because of the model copyright issues. What model did you guys use to generate the images, and what's your plan on kind of fighting that aspect?
Yeah, I think for now we just pull a lot of different models just in case, right? Like we have DALL-E, Stable Diffusion, Midjourney. And I think because there's so many models and there's just going to be more and more, I think it's a matter of what we decide to use, right?
Can I pick different models?
Currently, we just select the model for you, but in the future, yeah, definitely.
Does this integrate with any existing social graph networks like Farcaster or Lens or anything like that? Or
not yet, but we're definitely going to integrate that. Yep.
Panels, frames.
Yeah,
sounds like a frame.
I think having a place to actually post or to share.
Yep. So that's actually in the roadmap. We're going to create a platform, a mobile app. I think that's the next natural progression from here.
Yeah. To get people hooked on the scrolling aspect,
Exactly.
scrolling through stories would be a cool thing.
What was the first dependency? Story something? What was that?
Which one?
Story Protocol? I don't think I know Story Protocol.
Story Protocol. So yeah, there's an IP infrastructure on the blockchain that kind of helps power this back end. Yeah.
Today I learned.
All right, great work.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Great build.
All right, this is our last presentation. This is Tribuni.
How's everyone doing? Last one. Let's get through this. All right. So we're Tribuni, and we elevate governance with clarity. Who are we? I'm David. This is Uday. We're from Blockchain at USC, and we've been a Optimism delegate for almost 2 years. And this is the common problem at any governance ecosystem, which is voter apathy. So at the Optimism Collective, for the top 100 delegates out there, the average participation rate is about 36%, which is really low. And even self-delegates, the long tail of retail participants are even lower, which is at 20%. And to decrease this voter apathy, there's two fundamental questions that we got to address. at ETHDenver, due to time concern, we're only going to address stake awareness, but in the future, we're going to address what's at stake. So from conversation with Liquid Ventures, VCs, professional delegates like GFX, and many other university blockchain clubs, we realized that they have stakes, but they are not aware of them. And these are the 3 reasons, basically. First is like information overload, too much contextual background for governance. Second is low bandwidth. Like there's not much time to manage every single tokens out there and then even look at their governance proposals. Third is there's just purely silos in governance tooling. And this is our solution, Tribuni. We provide user-defined alerts on proposals that users subscribe to. We also provide accurate proposal summaries, and then it's all under Telegram mini app. And I'll let Uday to take over the demo.
Hi there. So this is Tribuni on Telegram, and this is our bot. So let's just say you are browsing the protocols. Here we are aggregating all the protocols which have active proposals in them. So we can just go to the active tab, and these are all the protocols. So let's just say you want to go with Aveguchi. You go over there, and here you can subscribe to the protocol like this, and then whenever Aveguchi uploads new protocols, you will be the first to receive them. Yeah. So let's just say you go to first proposal. Here you will be able to see how many days are left. There will be a voting button, as well as what are the current stats. Moreover, professional VCs, delegates, and hedge funds, they do not have time, so we present AI-generated summaries here. The Vote Now button takes you to the page of Snapshot, where the actual proposal is posted on, and you can just connect your wallet and vote over there. Yeah. And once you're subscribed to a protocol, you will be able to see under your subscription tab. Moreover, let's just say we go to the edit settings part, and you want to receive this email alerts you can set a frequency, basically, of 24 hours, 72 hours, or 7 days. Let's just say we go for 72 hours, and we want them on email as well as on Telegram. Yeah. And since we have already added an email over here, yeah. So let's just send a test alert. Okay. So the alerts have been sent. Let's go back, and this is what the alert will look like. It will show you the protocol, all the protocols which you have subscribed to, all the proposals in it, the ending time, as well as the Vote Now button. Okay. Similarly, you will also be presented with the same types of things on your email as well. So yeah, so you can never miss out on any of the proposals which are active. And so yeah, this was Tribuni on Telegram.
All right, so for future roadmap, we're going to complete the Telegram features to just address stake awareness, and then we're also going to address what's at stake for crypto consumers. And these are just a few demos, mock-up on Figma that we created, some Warcast frames regarding governance onboarding for regular consumers. But that's it, and we are Tribuni. We elevate governance with clarity.
So just to TLDR, I subscribe to DAO's governance process, and then I get mobile alerts, and it's nice and clean for me to be able to track when I need to be paying attention and when I don't need to be paying attention.
Yeah, pretty much. And then in the future, we'll implement the bookmark feature where you can bookmark the proposals that you didn't read. For us, be like election council season where we elect people. That's really painful that we have to go through every single one of the candidates. So we probably need to bookmark them in the future to read.
Awesome. Good hackathon build.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry if I missed this, but are the notifications push notifications, or are they in-app notifications, or both?
No, they are actually the in-app notifications. So we are sending them directly to the Telegram from the bot. Yeah.
Got it. All right, I think that's all the questions. Awesome work. Good project.
Important, keep hacking, keep building.
Yeah. Go Bears.
All right. Well, that is a wrap. That is the top 15 projects of ETHDenver 2024. What we're going to do now is the judges are going to get up. They're going to go backstage. They're going to deliberate a little bit, and they're going to figure out and pick their top pick for ETHDenver 2025. While they're doing that, DevFolio is going to come up, and they're going to do a quick presentation on the quadratic voting. So if you were here when we started, we have 1 million Spork up and available for anyone that participated in the BUIDLathon. So if you did not participate in the community judging fair that happened this morning, you can still go online on DevFolio, and they're going to show you how that all works. That's going to be open for the next 2 or 3 days. So that way everyone that was doing something else has the opportunity to go in and vote, check out the cool projects that all the builders worked on. And then after that, Griff's going to come up and do some Q&A, because we just want to hear about how you guys enjoyed ETHDenver. So first I'm just going to have Kelvin come up from DevFolio. So if you guys, Kelvin and Preet, if you want to come on up, they're going to talk about quadratic voting. There we go.
All right. By the way, we're going to showcase quadratic voting, but for those of you who already know what's up, the first person to start and finish quadratic voting during the duration of this presentation gets this pretty neat sweatshirt. And yeah, like, if you know, you know. Soon you will, but we're going to check the attestations. All right. So first up, as you all know, my name is ETHDenver from DevFolio, and
I'm Preet.
All right. And yeah, since we were asked to stall, perhaps I thought that look at some interesting stuff that I came across. I think the city is really trying to tell me something, but I had a good time hosting my first restaurant week as well, among other things this weekend. But diving right into it, let's talk about quadratic voting. All right, Preet, what is quadratic voting and why should we do it?
All right. So the very interesting thing about quadratic voting is it gives power back to the builders, to the community, to everybody. Everybody that submitted a project at ETHDenver, and this time, which we've not done in the past, we're allowing everybody from the SporkDAO community to participate in voting. And what that allows is that if you like a project and if you think that that wasn't featured and if you think that needs to be heard more or seen by more people, you can voice your vote. You can say that, hey, I think this project is really good. I'm going to give them more votes.
Yeah, make your voice heard. And how do we do it? So this is, by the way, a QR code. You can just take a quick look at it. For those of you who want to start now, I'm not sure if people have already started voting, but yeah, this is up for grabs. We're going to go into the demo now.
All right. So once you scan this link, what you can do is you can go to DevFolio and you might see this new tab that we kind of enabled at 10 a.m. in the morning. It's called quadratic voting. It gives you a quick walkthrough of what quadratic voting is. There's a video which you can watch. There's a blog that you can read about or how we did it. This was launched a year ago, or a year and a few days ago at this point at one of our hackathons. And once you continue, again, it gives a brief of how to vote, what happens when you vote. All the votes are committed on-chain as attestations using the Ethereum attestation service. Yeah. Shout out to EAS if they're here. They're really cool. And once you do that, you can start voting. If you haven't had a wallet connected here, it'll ask you to connect a wallet, but that's that. And then you can start voting. So I don't want to cause any spite, so I'm just going to pick the top 5 projects that I see here and just going to give them, equal votes. So 20, 20, 20, and
they just need to add up to 100, and you should be good to go. And now we review and submit our votes. Quick review. These are the ones we want to vote for, and submit. And now, as this button loads, we're actually submitting the votes to Arbitrum. And yep, how are we doing that?
I mean, yeah, as we mentioned earlier, we're using Ethereum attestation service. it kind of simplifies the whole process for us significantly. And once it's already submitted on chain, but once it loads here, you can see that these are the votes that I submitted. It's all on chain. If you want to actually compute the quadratic voting distribution yourself, you can do that. You can just look at all the attestations that have been made on this schema. Like we've done 1,500 so far. That is across all the other hackathons that we've done. But for ETHDenver, you can see that there are a few pouring in. I think we have a winner already. We know who's going to get the swag. So whoever that person is, come over. We'll verify your wallet address and give you the swag. Anything else you want to cover here, Denver? Okay. Right. So, thanks.
All right. Up next, we're going to talk about something else that we are also enabling for builders at ETHDenver. You can cheer your fellow hackers. How do you do that?
All right. So once you voted, and the voting lasts till Wednesday, so it's a 72-hour voting period. But what if you want to, support your projects after that? What if you find something a year later that you found really useful, maybe one of the top 15 projects, and you just want to give them a thank you? Cheer is built specifically for that. So the way Cheer works is that, okay, let me go back. Okay. Okay, so the way Cheer works is that any project at ETHDenver, what you can do is if you like them, what you can do is you can send a cheer to them. So, all right. So there are 4 types of cheers there are 4 types of stickers. There are 4 types of stickers that are available in Cheer. You have good job, you have rooting for you, keep shipping, and of course, never stop building. So each of them have different ETH values. And I am, for the purposes of this demo, going to give a good job to BitBounty. So once I do that, I kind of have to link my wallet. Oh, that's a bug. OK. So once we figure what that bug was, you can give a comment to that project. This comment is also stored on chain, so it's permanently preserved. And once you do that, you just cheer for the project. So if my MetaMask does its thing, OK, did its thing.
Yeah, more than the cheers itself, what's really cool is that this is on-chain, and the message is also on-chain. So somehow, after you finish with everything ETHDenver, and you go and you somehow get Vitalik to cheer for you, I mean, that's going to be big, right? Vitalik's going to cheer for you on-chain. And that's going to probably mean something, right? So that's why we built it. And yeah, hope you all have a good time quadratic voting and cheering. That's it. All right. Thank you.
And never stop building. So, all right. Thank you.
All right. All right. So they knew exactly who they liked. So I'm going to have the top 5 judges are going to come back out here. And what's going to happen is they're going to say who their favorite project is. And then if they say you are their favorite project, our request is that you quickly come up here. We're going to get a photo of you with the judge. And then we will go on to the next judge. So if you will welcome back our top 5 judges, we'll get this going. Come on up. Yep. You want to go first, Casey?
All right. After deliberation and lots of consideration, I would love if the team from Odin would come up here and accept their winning. Or they left. Odin? Oh. That's the way it goes, I guess. I'll go with my second choice just because, you know, if you're not here for it, that's on your loss, I guess. So, oh, okay. That was close. Wow. I almost did like a Steve Harvey there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, get your ass up here. Who's taking the photo? You want to do it?
All right, yeah, all those were really awesome, and we did have a hard time choosing, honestly, for real. But for me, I chose Honey Paws because I feel like it really is solving a really, you know, important problem, and I think it'll hopefully save a lot of people a lot of money and jobs and everything in the future. So we'll see.
It was great that design was part of the consideration for this hackathon this year. And after a long and hard discussion, my favorite project is Sekai. They had a very well-designed, intuitive, fully built-out user experience and designs. Yeah, great.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So I am an active person. I love to do exercise, and so imagine what I choose. So be fit, come to the stage now.
Egg Wars!
Yeah. I think we're good. What, do we go this way? Are we good? Are we done? Thanks, dude.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Awesome submissions this year. And I'll see you guys next year.
All right, that is a wrap, as Casey said. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Congratulations to all the builders. Again, if you have not yet gone and checked out the projects, go to DevFolio, take a look at them, vote on them. There's 1 million Spork on the line. This will be a way that you can kind of show your contribution to them and inspire them with all their projects. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you guys in 2025. Bye.